So yesterday we were discussing about directives, right? In particularly, we will be discussing about attribute directives. And in attribute directives, we discussed about ng style, right? You understood ng style, how it works. Okay, let's have a quick recap of ng style if it is not understandable to you. So this is how we were implementing a ng style to this div where we were showing some products. So ng style means it will be a normal style by having some conditions from ng, means angular, right? Why we are saying that ng style is attribute directive? Because if you are writing in this way, if I'm writing any element or simple any tag, and if I'm writing style equals to this style is attribute here, so if you are including ng before it, so it will be a attribute directive. Earlier it was a attribute only, but now it is becoming a attribute directive. That's it. In the same way we have ng class. Class is also a directive, right? So let me erase this part. Here if I'm writing a button, and button is having a class as btn, so this is a class. Now we can use this btn class either in our design part, means in css we can use this. Here if I'm writing dot btn, it will work. And here if I'm writing it, means we can add that something. If you are including ng before it, it will become a attribute directive. Right now class is attribute only, right? Till now class is a attribute. Now this btn class is there if we are including ng before it. Why we are including it? Because this class cannot have conditions. But if you are saying that this is a angular class, now it can have some conditions inside it. So see, yeah, if your html is having condition, that's good. So we will try to do that. So here I will write two classes. One class is btn and another class is btn disabled. btn disabled. Two classes I have written, button and button disabled. Let me first design their css. So for button I will say that its height is 50 pixel, its width is 70 pixel, and its background color, and that's it. So we have written a little bit of css. Let's go live. We are inside the test project. So button is coming here. We haven't written any text between the button. So let's say here we will write click me. So button is coming in this way. I will add the cursor pointer. So first class I have written and it is working fine also. Now I have written another class that is button hyphen disabled. For that again we will write the CSS. So this is btn hyphen disabled. Here we will write height and width will be same. Like all of these things will be same only. Background color will turn to complete black and cursor will be not allowed. Cursor will be not allowed. You know this cursor not allowed. Here I will remove this btn and you will see that button is turning complete black and cursor is, you know, at even some website you will hover on someone and you will see this red symbol, that is cursor not allowed, by the way. Second thing is, while the cursor is not allowed, color will be white, text color will be white in this way. It is not allowed. If we are changing the class to btn and removing this button disabled, button will be working fine. Now there are two different classes associated with a single button, right? There are two classes associated with a single button and dynamically they are not changing. We want these classes to change automatically, means we will not change some anything. For that, right now it is disabled because last class is getting applied, right? So in the starting, I will keep that this is true. In the starting, I will keep that this is true. Here, I will create a input box. And here we will write search. Now what I want is, if something is written inside a text box, then this button should be able to click. If input box is empty, then this button should be disabled, means this button should have a different class. Right now it is having that btn class, right? Let's write some content here. I am searching for shoes. Here I am saying if something is written inside the input box, I want to make this button working at that time. But if this button input box is not having anything, means this is empty, I want this button to have button hyphen disabled class. If this input box is empty, it should have this class that no, you cannot click here. Means something like button is disabled. Means there are two different classes, CSS class, and you have to write some condition for that. And that's how you will use ng class. So at first, ng class is an attribute directive. At first, it is a attribute directive which will be adding or removing the CSS classes dynamic, or simple removing the classes attribute dynamically, dynamically based on a condition. Understood what it will do? Understood? It will add or it will remove these classes as an attribute dynamically. Means you don't have to change it. You can give both the classes button and button disabled. TypeScript will use ng class directive for that, right? So how we will use that? So there is a different thing here. First thing, understand, then you can note. I will not write the normal classes. At first, I will write ng class, ng class, and this ng class is a attribute here. So I will bind them in a square brackets, right? In ng class, we will write the classes now. But if you are writing btn directly, there will be a error here. If we are saying that ng class equals to btn, if you have to write normal classes, this is how you will write class equals to btn, right? This is how you will write. If you want to write a normal class in css or html, this is the way, class equals to btn. But if you are writing ng class equals to btn, it will throw you a error. Error will say that property btn does not exist on type header component. It is saying you that you are trying to write some btn property which is not available in your header component, which is not available here. It means that if you are writing some text directly, it will take it as a property. So you need to remove it and keep curly brackets here. In curly brackets, if you are writing btn now in this way and check, again it will be a error. Same error it will be that property btn does not exist on type. It means now also it is taking it as a property only. So now we will try to do one thing, that mapping it in a single quote. Now if you check, error change, that parser error, missing expected, something like that it is saying. Here if I'm keeping btn colon true, if I'm keeping btn colon true, and you will see that btn class is getting applied. btn class is getting applied. This is the btn class which is having background color cursor pointer. What we are doing to use ng class? For that we have to import the common module. We have to import common module. Now this is the first class that you need to write here. How we will write? Let's see it again. First thing, you need to write a ng class. ng class, and this ng class is coming from Angular, so we have to wrap it within a square brackets, then start. Keep the curly brackets and single quote. In that you have to write the class name. Then you have to tell that btn colon true, btn colon true, that it will be true every time. Right now I am saying that it will be true every time, right? I am saying that it will be true every time. So it is getting true. If we are changing it to btn hyphen disabled, disabled is getting true. So instead of writing this true, we can write some condition here, right? We can write some condition here. Condition, I already told you that if this input box is empty, button is disabled. Input box is not empty, button is active, right? Button is active. For that, in TypeScript, I will define one property, variable, you can say text. Text which will be of type string, and here it is empty, right? Now go to HTML. Button, directly at first I will write the button condition, and here I will write, instead of this true, I will write text. What I'm writing? Text. If you are trying to write a condition, the text not equals to null. Text not equals to null. Here, this button is not taking that button property, right? Means that class is not getting active here. By default, button looks like this. If you are removing this and this is not getting active, so you are having this text property which is here not working. So keep it true first. Means button class is true. The button is coming. I will keep a comma here, and then I will write the next class, that btn hyphen disabled. Btn hyphen disabled. I will keep colon. Colon means what is its condition. So here condition I'm saying that not text. Not text. Generally, whenever you are writing a string, whenever you are writing a string, and if string is have some content inside it, it returns true by default. Now, which class is getting applied here? Button. Why? Because text is empty. Text is empty. For that, if I am keeping something inside text, which class is getting applied? That's how it is adding or removing the classes. But this is, we are writing the value by ourselves. Now we will be writing the values using a function. So input, I have already told you that it will be having a input function which will be calling a add text function by taking one argument of event. Here we can define that function add text accepting the event argument of any type. What it will do, this dot text equals to event dot target dot value. Okay, event dot target dot value. Using mobile in class is strictly prohibited. Now input box is empty. We will try to write some content inside the input box, and then we will check whether button is getting active or not. And button is getting active, right? Button is getting active. If you are erasing the button is again disabled. Button is again disabled. If you want to remove the button, right? If we want to remove the button on that condition, so here in the CSS, I will write display none. I will write display none. Means I don't want to display the button if input box is empty. For that, now there is no button coming because input box is empty, means you don't have anything to search. Whenever you are start writing some content here, then search box will come and you can click on this. If you are erasing, so that's how you implement multiple classes based on a condition. What is the condition here? I am writing text. Here I am not checking that text equals to null. So there is a reason behind it that by default text returns the true. Let me tell you how. Here if I have declared a string, let str equals to empty string, right? What I have written? Empty string. And then I will write if str console.log working, else not working. We know that if condition only works when it is returning true, right? Now, if you are running it, it is saying not working. Here, if I'm keeping some content inside it, now it is working. So remember one thing, there is a note. You can note it or you can just understand it. Empty string returns false. Who is saying true here? Someone said true, right? Empty string returns false, but a non-empty string works as a true. A non-empty string works as a true, right? So now what we are doing is we will keep this string empty, and if you are running this, if will not work this time because this will return false, so else will execute. Not working. You can keep anything inside a string. Single dot will make it working as true. So now this is returning true. Even a single dot, even a single dot will make it true. Okay. And that is why we are directly writing this text. So that's how you can add the CSS or remove the CSS dynamically using the ng class attribute directive. Okay. So I'll keep a note here in the notes also. By default, empty strings returns false and non-empty string returns true. Now tell me the output of this program. Working or not working? Not working. Working. Now you can say that you are not writing anything inside string. We are writing something inside a string. We are writing a space. What we are writing? Space. Space has its own value. What is the Unicode of space? 32. 32 is the Unicode of the space. So if you are keeping space, it will treat it as working, means it will return true. It means that whenever we are writing our input box and if we are keeping a simple space, search button will come. Search button will come. If you are adding some content, if you are removing it, it will be erasing. That is called your ng class directive. Okay, understood this? Here we have ng model. Ng model we have already used, but again I will show you a glimpse here that this attribute directive is particularly used for two-way data binding. For two-way data binding. And we have also used it. But let's discuss it again. Okay, button is already there. Here I will create one heading, and this heading we will write you have searched, or no, we will write here showing result for, then string interpolation text, showing result for text. And if whatever you are writing here, whatever, it will show here. That's called two-way data binding basically, but you have to do it using input event binding, right? You have to do it using the input event binding. Then you are writing this event, target, this, that, lot of things you are writing. A function also you are writing here, add text, something like that you are doing. What if I am erasing this thing? From here also I will erase. Let's save our application. If I am writing something here, this data is not coming because you are not binding the data. For binding this data, now let's try to use ng model. ng model is a combination of property binding and event binding both at a time. That is why you have to write them at first in the square brackets. I think we have discussed this thing. We have discussed. I'll show you. See, two-way data binding. We have discussed this ng model in two-way data binding and ng model. I know that what I have taught. So here I will write ng model, and ng model is working on text. That's it. But for using ng model, it will be throwing errors that can't bind to ng model since it's a known property of input. For using ng model, you have to import something. And at first here you need to import the forms module. So first thing I will write import forms module. Then you have to use it here. Forms module. Right? Forms module you have to use for using this. It will load it again. This time you will see that there is no need of writing any typescript function. Are we writing any typescript function for this? No function is there. Are you sending any data from this? No, we are not sending any data from this. Then how it is working? By using two-way data binding of this. You are binding this text property to a ng model. It means if it is having any input, it will write that data to the text directly and will display the data in template also, means HTML. That's how two-way data binding works. And simply ng model works, right? We have already discussed it. It is a combination of both property binding and event binding. For using ng model directive, we need to import it from forms module. I'll give the code of both files, don't worry. Understood this ng model also? Okay. Now we are going to discuss about ng template. Ng, you want to note down anything from the previous concept? No? Ng template. I will remove this. Everything I will remove. Here I will write h1, and for h1 I will write this is a header component. After that I will write ng template tag, but I'm writing ng template. In this I will create one h2 tag, and here I will write this is a ng template tag. What I'm writing, this is a ng template tag. Whenever we are going to see our code, for that let's now you can check that it is saying that this is a header component, but it is not showing those this h2 heading, that this is a ng template tag. Why? Because it is not a direct HTML tag. First thing, that it is not a direct HTML tag. It will work on a condition. It will work on a condition. How it will work on a condition? For that, we know that we can use ng if, right? We can use ng if. Okay. For that, in the typescript, I will create a variable, let's say status, and its value I will set to true. Status equals to true. That's what I'm saying. Here, if I am creating a div, and inside this div, I am saying a h2 that tag, this h2 tag will say I am displaying direct HTML. I am displaying HTML, and this will say that I am displaying ng template. So in the browser, it is saying that I am displaying HTML, and that's fine. It will say like that. What we want is this h2 should be displayed on a condition, or this div should be displayed on a condition, right? For that, we can write ng if here, ng if equals to, and I want to display this div only if the status is true. So if I am directly writing status, so right now it is showing. If I am changing the status value to false, now it is not showing because you are writing a ng if. That is working completely fine. What I want is, this is the if. Where is its else condition? Because we know that if comes with one else. If HTML is not getting displayed, I want to display this ng template. Because HTML is not working, so I will display ng template is working. For that, let me keep a semicolon, and then I will write else, and here anything I will write, let's say template, else template. When I am writing this else template, property template does not exist, but where it is searching this temp property in the HTML file. It means that you have to define this template somewhere. We have to define this template somewhere. Now to this ng template, if I am writing something like this hash template, hash template, and go live, I am displaying ng template. If you are keeping the status as true here, I am displaying HTML. If you are keeping this false, okay. Now let's understand the flow. So what is the condition that you are writing in this div? Ng if equals to status. Status means it will check either true or false. Status is returning true. Display this. Status is returning false. Else template. Else template. Here, let me write a div here. If you are writing a div, and I will keep that value false. Now HTML div element is this, so it is like that. So what was the special in ng template tag only? Understand. Status is returning false, means if is returning false, so else block will work. What you are writing in else template, you are writing a template. The compiler will search for a id template in the page to display that in place of this div. So here you are writing a ng template, means this is not a HTML template. This is not a HTML tag. You are saying that this is a Angular tag. Angular tag with the ID temp. Same ID you need to write. If you are writing here Shivam, you need to write here has Shivam. If you are writing here has mobile, you have to write has mobile. If you are writing anything, else condition will find a Angular template with this ID. Understood? So let's check. I am displaying ng template because status is false. Here, if I'm keeping the status as true, I am displaying HTML. Understood? That is the use of ng template. So it can be defined as a tag given by Angular which can be used conditionally, especially use when if condition is returning false. If condition is returning false. So now if is returning true, simple, it will display, or else template, and you can display a ng template in place of that. For using ng template, we need to import it from ng template outlet. Ng template outlet, like this. Ng template outlet, and directly we can use that. Understood? Understood? Okay. See, as till now we have understood templates, styles, binding, and directives of Angular. Now we will create a project using that, and that will be a long project that we will follow till the end of this course, right? One project that we will be following till the end of this course, right? Okay. In that course, we are going to build a website of shopping website. Let's build. We will develop some other project also, like to-do list we built in between. That kind of project we will build, but we will build a new project, shopping website of, you said something, right? Yes, you can tell. Like, I don't have any problem in any particular website. We can build. Anudeep Rao is saying MVC. MVC is a what kind of product? MVC is the next topic. Yes. So let's build a website for shoes. Okay. Okay. Shoes website we will build. For it, let generate a new project. Ng new shoe cart. You can write any other name. It is not like that you will follow what I am doing. Project is created. So we will first check whether this is working or not. So project is working, right? Okay. This is the app component. We will remove everything from this, and it's CSS, nothing is there. Let's first create the header of this website. Okay. For before that, we will write some universal CSS or like global CSS that you call it. Margin of 0 pixel, padding 0 pixel, font family. I will use goto, and that comes from serif family. Box sizing border box, right? We need to import it. So we have already imported it in to-do list. So this is the font link for goto. I will copy paste this. After run the code in my laptop is not working, sir. Sir, I am not a hardware engineer for fixing your laptop. Go to any hardware shop, he will fix your laptop. So that's what we are doing. Now let's create a header first. So header will be a component. Remember, header will be a component. How to create a new component in Angular? Ng generate component, then the component name. So first let's go to the project. Don't worry, I have written the short form for ng. G means generate, C component, and header. You can also write it. Instead of writing full command, you can write shortcuts. So header component is generated. So if you scroll the app folder, you will get this. We know that what will be the tag of it. So it will be app hyphen header. Let's check. Okay, we need to import it in the typescript file of. So first we need to import the header component. In here also we need to import. Okay, header component. Header works. Let's make some design changes in the header component. So we will open the HTML file, CSS file, if necessary typescript file also we will open, and we will close everything from here for a better look. Let's remove this paragraph. No CSS is there. Now start writing it. Let me show you a design at first, that how we will be building our header. So our header will be coming in this way. It may or may not have border. Logo will come here in the starting. Logo will come. After that, pages will come here. Home page, products page, about page, and at last there will be a contact page, right? There will be a contact page. So in this way, we will be building our header. Now, what will be the approach that you will follow for this kind of header? So let's first create a container here. So div class as container. Okay. Now what we will do is here first we will keep a image, right? We are adding the image. After that we will be having another container which will have all the pages. So I will create a div and it will have some list items. So it will be having unordered list as first, or directly a unordered list is itself a container. So I will create a unordered list for my pages. So first list item is home, right? Means page. It is a home page. And second list item is products. Third list item is about us. And then we have contact. If you check it right now, so it will come in this way. So let's add some source to the image. As I will write means no source I am giving. So image is coming, home, product, about us, and contact. The pages are coming in this way. And there is no styling to list item. Shocking. Got it. Now what we will do is let's adjust it first. So the container, main container, I will call it CSS display flex to it. When we are displaying flex, both of the content are coming in the same direction. For that, UL means unordered list, it will also display flex. So you will see that all the pages are coming in single line. Now list item are having dot means bullet point, that is not looking good. For that I will write list style none, means I don't want any style to the list. So you will see that image, home, product, about us, and contact, these pages are coming. For that, here I will write that justify the content space around. So you will see that image will come here and pages are coming here. So this is space, around space, basically they are following. To the UL, I will say that its width is 60%. So it will take the 60% width of the page in this way. And to the UL, I will say that it will justify its content in space between. So you will see that home, products, about us, and contacts page are coming in this way. Right now we just need to add a image here. For the first thing, let me give a container a background color. So I will try to keep it very simple background. So in this way I will keep it. After that, I will give some sort of padding of 20 pixel, padding of 20 pixel, and you will see that your header will come in this way. We just need to add a image here. So let's search over online if something is there. What about we can keep this logo, right? It is having both for males and females. This one, but it will come with a watermark. Pixabay. Is it real, guys? This one? Like, who can wear this much? Anyways, our discussion is about shoe cart. You can use any other logo if you don't like it, but I'll not waste too much time. So we need to create a assets folder in our main src, and here we need to keep that image copied, and I will name it as logo.png. For using this path, we need to tell this to our angular.json. So assets, here you need to write that path that it is inside src slash assets. Then keep a comma here. Okay. Now let's try to write the image link here. So I will write assets slash logo.png. So still image is not loading. We can restart the application. Anyone wants to work with me on this project? Like, I will keep it on github. You can collaborate if you want. So this is how image is coming. Let's decrease its size. So I'll keep its width around 100. Okay. Some styling, I will write that border radius of 10 pixel, and container is aligning the items in center. So that's how they are coming. To the list item also, I will say that it is aligning the items in center. So that's how they are coming. We will write some sort of designing to our buttons also, means pages. For that, they will be having a border And first let's give them a background color. Background color of completely black and text color as white. So they are coming in this way. We will adjust it. Means we will try to keep them with of this image size. So for that, height I will keep as around 60 pixel and width I will keep around 100 pixel. So they are coming in this way. After that, I will attach a border radius of 10 pixel, and you will see that border radius is coming. Now I have one question to you. If I want this home, products, about us and contact in center, what I can give? Margin auto or padding auto? If you are saying that, let's attach padding of auto to it. Check. And here if we are saying that align content in center, you will see that it is coming in vertical center, not in the horizontal center. For that, if you are checking that text align center, that's it. Okay. Now cursor pointer we can add to the list item. Cursor pointer we can add. So working. Second, next thing is when we are hovering on this, it should have some border, something scaling it should have. So for that, list item colon hover and border of 2 pixels solid. How about yellow color? Like, wow, it's looking good. We just need a scaling also. So I will scale it 1.3. Transition delay I will give to it. Transition delay of 1 second or no need. So that's how we have done it. Header part is completed. We can decrease the height to 40 because if pages are looking little bit shorter than the image, it will look good. Okay. After that, we will add some products. We will add some functionality that we will do tomorrow. I will make this project as open source, right? I will make this project as open source. Open source means any one of you can work on this project. I will accept your pull request to my branch. But before that, you have to do one thing. Like in messages, lots of people were saying that we want to work with you. Gaurav and Pragyandeep, Prajwal. You have to earn this. I will not give it to you for free. You have to earn this. What you need to do for it? You have to write a, let's say, this is the project that we have done till now, means header part is completed. After that, what else you can include using Angular in this? Shoes, right? You have to send a draft to me that we will make these changes in this project and we are comfortable in doing that, you have to write down those things. If you want, if you have design, like quickly I will design and send, you can, even in class I will give you a shout out that this part is done by what, whoever is doing that part, so that you should be knowing how to work in companies, how you will be submitting your code, how it will getting done. But I will not give it to you for free. You have to earn it. You have to prove yourself that no, you are a person that I can trust in writing this code. You have to write this particular draft and you have to send it to me on this mail id, that I will make these changes. Or else, if there are some pictures and other things, you can send to me on this number. You have to write a draft for your designs. First thing, you have to write a draft. First thing, that we will make these changes here, we will write this part. And if you have designed something previously that you want to include in this project, that you can send me, then only I will approve. Otherwise we will develop the simple this website simply in our classes during the class time. But if you have some cutting edge thing, so we can work together in this, right? Okay, so now it's up to you. You have to earn this chance. You have to send it to me before yesterday, before tomorrow's class. You can send on the mail or as well as number, anywhere you can share it, right? If your design is acceptable, definitely I will give you the repository collaboration and you can push your code. Okay, you can push your code and we will be having a good working environment here. Okay, cool. Any questions, guys? Padding we can decrease here to the main container. 10 pixel padding I think will be enough. Yes. Okay, and rest we will use all of the concept that we have done till now. All of the concept, ng template, this, that, right? Fine. Do you have any questions? Any questions, guys? No? Fine, then we'll connect again tomorrow. All the suggestions are appreciated from your side. If you have some technical knowledge in this design skill, you can reach out to me. Definitely, we will be having a collaboration. Fine, guys, let's connect again tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care, everyone. You can leave.